Cool. Hey, everybody. So my name is Julian Russell. I'm a graduated from Ross in May. Currently a consultant at BCG in the Philadelphia office. So I started volunteering with, MBA Response now. MBA is like COVID in April, around like the time COVID first hit. It was a great experience. Worked with over 30 or 40 businesses, most of them in the Detroit area. I think one of the greatest experiences was just talking to the businesses and giving them help. I know upon signing up, trying to get friends to sign up, a lot of the reservations people had was, well, I don't know anything about consulting. Like I come from a finance background before business school. So folks will say, oh, I don't know anything about finance. I could tell you right now, you don't need to know anything about anything. Just have like the just an open mind and inquisitiveness to help folks, because a lot of these small businesses, they just have very general questions that, they're just trying to survive the day-to-day that they just don't have time to look up. And at least with the new round of PPP right now is going through mostly CDFIs. A lot of these CDFIs have capacity constraints, so they can't hold the hands of these small like they want to. I think that's the void that MBA Response and you guys are filling. And I know Hunter said in the beginning it was about 2 hours. To be honest, I probably never spent more than an hour on the phone with a small business. Not that it was a bad thing, like just the questions were very easy. And I think one of the biggest support was the Slack channel, the Small Business Strike Team, where if you did have a difficult question, you had about 200 students there to help you out with it. And that made it real easy. And a lot of time conversations went beyond PPP as well. So sometimes you did get to like help them with their business strategy. Like one one example I can give you is I was talking to a nonprofit in Detroit. They were a soup kitchen, and one of the biggest issues that they were having were people couldn't, because of COVID, people were just nervous to come volunteer. So they were just trying to find a way how to get volunteers in the door because they only had like 3 employees, and those employees were cooking the food. They did have a system where people who also collected food from the soup kitchen would also be volunteers, but the problem was that they were kind of iffy. So sometimes they showed up, sometimes they didn't. But along with the food, the nonprofit also gave out clothes, furniture, et cetera. So I just spent about an hour on the phone with the lady who ran the nonprofit, and we were just like brainstorming different ways to get volunteers in the door. Then we ultimately landed on some type of reward program for the folks who actually do use the nonprofit for other services, where if you come volunteer for the soup kitchen, you get points, and then you could then use those points towards when they get clothes, furniture, et cetera. And I don't have any experience in nonprofit, never worked in a soup kitchen or anything like that before. It was just literally having somebody to talk through things with her that made it super helpful. She was really grateful for that. Like kept in contact with her for a bit while I was still in the Detroit, Ann Arbor area. So it's a great experience, super easy. It's not as hard as it sounded. The first time I tried to get on the phone with the business, I spent like 3 hours doing research on PPP. And then by the time you reach the 5th call, you just get on the phone because you're probably gonna get the same 5 questions over and over. But it's still a great rewarding experience, and I wish you guys the best with it.